Welcome back. I hope you're doing great. As a part of this video, we'll understand the testing life cycle of data warehouse testing. So let us look at important stages of testing life cycle. They are first and foremost thing is you will study source and target systems. And in the second step, I'll go ahead and prepare the test strategy. And in the third step, I will go ahead and plan the activities and also come out of the test plan document. In the end, we'll go ahead and do the execution. First, study the source and target systems. Second, test strategy preparation. The third one is test planning activities. And the last one is test execution. So we do have multiple activities as a part of the each stage. You can see at the first stage where we study the source and target, we'll gather the information about the sources and deliverable being understanding of the source and target systems. In the second phase, you will come out with the strategy document where we'll mention all the important types of validations with the approach defined. And in the third stage, where we'll be doing the planning, we'll come out with the test scenarios, test case documents, and also we'll prepare the source and target queries. And in the end, we'll go ahead and have the deliverable as the results from the test execution. We'll look at them one by one. So as we know, ETL is all about moving the data from a source to the target. Source system is a place where the data is coming from. Target system is a place where the data is moving to. And depending upon the project, it is not necessary that source and target should have the same schema. They may have a different schema. And also they may have a different structure to each other. So it all depends on a project, how the source should be, how the target should be. As a tester, we need to understand the source systems and we need to understand the target systems. One more important aspect is when you say sources, assumption is always sources are outside the target systems. Not necessarily. It can be in the same system like Oracle. So as a part of the stage, it is very, very important to know what is the source system, what is the target system, whether the source and target have the same schema, different schema. All those analysis need to be done at this stage. So once we have an understanding of source and target systems, we have to come out with the approach for ETL testing. So test strategy is nothing but a document which defines the approach for ETL testing. When we say approach, we talk about the different kind of validations which are done. How do I approach the test data? How do I sequence my types of testing? All those things are defined as a part of the test strategy. Whatever the approach you define as a part of the test strategy, that will be included as a part of the test plan as well. So some of the aspects of test strategy are what is the approach for validating the data once it reaches the target. It can be data warehouse, it can be staging area, whichever the target area in that context, how do I validate the data once it reaches to the target? And each and every movement of the data from source to staging area, staging to the data warehouse, what kind of a transformation the data is going through. For that, validations are conceptualized here. Means what kind of validations do I need to do? What kind of validations do I need to consider in this current context? And the point-to-point validations, as I said, from source, the target. The source can be different sources like applications, files. The target can be staging area. We may have multiple points during the testing. All the validations are considered for all these stages. And also once we complete the validations, what is the approach for the end-to-end testing? Right from the source until the reporting, depending upon the project. That also will be conceptualized and defined as a part of the testing strategy document. So at this stage, we may also have to come out with the approach. How do I tackle the initial load? How do I tackle the incremental load? That also need to be defined as a part of the testing strategy. Once we perform the test strategy, where the focus is mainly on the approach, mainly on the testing, we'll move on to the test planning activities. Test plan is a detailed document, pretty detailed document, describes the test strategy, goals, schedule, estimates, deliverables, resources required to perform the ETL testing. In order to come out with the ETL test plan, we need to see what are the estimations, what are the business requirements. That will be input for the test plan document. Then what are the entry and exit criteria which are mentioned as a part of the project that need to be redefined, or if they are not mentioned, we need to define the entry and exit criteria for the ETL testing. What are the schedules? For example, when are we getting the code? When are we getting the mapping document? When are we getting the data warehouse loaded? All those schedules also need to be defined or mentioned as a part of the test plan. It also outlines how many resources are required. Like resource can be from the human perspective, how many human resources are required, or resources in terms of environment, resources in terms of data. All those things are also mentioned as a part of the test plan document. So in this stage, what is the time, what is the cost, what are the efforts are determined as a part of the planning activity only. And also at what point of time we have to suspend the testing, at what point of time we have to resume the testing, that also will be mentioned as a part of the test planning. So the next phase is test execution. This is a phase where actual action is happening, where we'll be executing the test cases and comparing the expected and actual results. In this, we will validate the required data or data sources, and also we'll see how the metadata is there. We'll also look at the different aspects of the data quality. We'll also validate the model of dimensional modeling, and also how the normalization is taken care as a part of the dimensional modeling. And what are the different transformation rules mentioned? For all those transformation rules, we would have planned the test cases. All those things will be validated at the test execution phase by executing the test cases. And also we will execute the test cases related to the initial loading, and we'll also execute the test cases related to the incremental load. Awesome. We understood the different aspects of the data warehouse testing lifecycle as a part of this video. Thank you.